Okay, welcome back. Week 4 Qigong Foundations. I'm just going to go ahead and link the video right quick. All right, so we are in the middle of summer, and we're actually right on the start of the um, big heat. This is the period, according to the Chinese calendar, that we are in of the year. It's a 2-week period, and the heat's going to be really, really hot. It's going to be the hottest time of the summer, right? Which today is perfect because it's a scorcher. We're literally under a heat advisory because it's so hot outside. So it fits with the moment. Now, the thing about the heat is that with extreme heat, and the way that the energy works in the summertime is that the heat, everything, you ever heard, when it's hot, heat rises, right? You're hot-headed. What happens is the heat rises, but the energy specifically goes inward, right? So it goes in and it gets trapped in our mind. So it rises to the top of the head and it gets stuck here. And people get angry and frustrated and agitated, and they yell and argue and fight. And people, make rash, crass decisions because they're angry. Because the heat is stuck in the body and it rises up and it gets hot. So first thing I'll tell you is hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. Please, for the love of God, hydrate. Now, I'm going to tell you that hydration isn't just water. See, if you just drink a lot of water, what happens is you pee out. You pee. Now, when you pee, you actually lose minerals and electrolytes that would hold the water into your blood, okay? So if you just drink water, and you pee, you're going to become dehydrated. So you actually need electrolytes. So drinks with electrolytes, yeah. Gatorade's okay, but there's a lot of sugar in Gatorade. So for a health purpose, I would recommend little electrolyte packets. I would recommend coconut water, which is super, super hydrating and really good for your kidneys, which are really warm right now. And or any type of electrolyte drink that's not full of sugar, right? That maybe has some vitamins and minerals in it, right? Like some vitamin water, or there's that stuff like Prime, there's Body Armor. Some of these things, they're a little better than Gatorade, yeah. You can do Gatorade, but the other ones are health reasons, less sugar, a little bit better, right? My main point is to say hydrate. If you're like, hey, I only want natural things, buy you a watermelon, cut your watermelon up, and then put it in a jar, like a mason jar, yeah, or a bottle or something that you can fill it easily. You can fit the chunks of watermelon in there. So you cut your watermelon up, you put it in your mason jar, you smash it down, right? Like a mortar and pestle, you smash it. If you have any type of bartending tools, they usually have something to muddle, a muddler. But if you don't, you can always take a spoon or whatever. Anyway, muddle your watermelon into the jar, and then you're going to put salt. Pink Himalayan sea salt would be the best if you have that. Put your pink Himalayan sea salt, and then you can squeeze a lemon or a lime, whichever you prefer. I like lime with the watermelon. And then you add coconut water, yeah, and super refreshing, like absolutely amazing, absolutely delicious, and just healthy for you and refreshing. See, watermelon is one of the fruits that has the most water content in the fruit itself. So it's usually vibrant and popular during the summertime, right? So watermelon, sea salt, coconut water, and a pinch of squeeze of lime, a little half a lime, squeeze it in there. Now, lemonade was initially made to be something that was sort of hydrating, and they put just a little small amount of sugar. Whereas nowadays we smash it with sugar, and it's overly sweet, which tastes great, but not so good for you in the heat, right? But water with a little lemon and just a touch of sugar, I'd say stay away from it if possible, but a little bit, it's really refreshing to you, right? This watermelon, coconut water, lime, and sea salt. It tastes good. It's got the sweetness components and natural sugar from the watermelon. You don't have to add any added sugars. And like I say, the coconut water is super hydrating and cooling. Watermelon's full of water content in the melon itself, watermelon, and then the salt and the lime. And not only is it hydrating, it's good for your digestive system, the fiber and the acid from the limes. Now people go like, "Oh, I can't have acid," right? Once you clear your gut out, then it usually balances, and it's okay to have the acid in there. A lot of times when people have an issue with the acid, it's that their body's actually not working properly. So they're not doing things like Qigong or working out, or maybe they are, but they're eating a really, really, really poor diet with lots of stress and poor hormones, right? But if you're quasi-healthy and things are flowing well, the acid's actually really good for you as it helps digest your food and go through your body, okay? So that's my summer tip for you because it is hot as all get out outside, okay? So anyway, let's get started today. Oh, and by the way, so the summertime, right now in this period, it's really good to obviously wait till the sun starts to go down if you're going to do exercise or do it earlier in the day. You should only be out in the middle of the day, like working out in the sun if you're really training for something specific and your body's used to it. If it's not, I recommend waiting till later in the evening or earlier in the day when it's not so hot. Now, because we have so much energy in the summertime, because everything's so hot, we have so much energy, our bodies are so awake. What is a good way to use this energy is to actually socialize and connect. Getting out and hang out with friends late night on the porch. If they've got a pool, maybe go swimming later in the evening and then just hang out and chill by the pool and talk and connect with your friends. It's a great way to pass the time right now and utilize this energy, making this connection instead of it being pent up in your head and arguing with people. Yeah, make a connection with your friends. So anyway, let's warm our body up. Yeah. So today we'll do the wrist. So make circles with the wrist. Other direction. Elbows. Other direction. Shoulders. Other direction. Okay, tuck your chin. Inhaling back. Exhale, tuck your chin. Inhaling back. Exhale, tuck your chin. Inhaling back. Look to your left. To your right. To your left. Ooh, you said that. To your right. Oh, it was you. To your left. And to your right. Little olive here. And ear to your shoulder. And another direction. And ear to your shoulder. And another direction. One more, ear to your shoulder. By the way, guys, your ear never gets to your shoulder. It's just a little secret. Right. Tuck your chin, make a circle. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Other direction. Good. By the way, maintaining rules of posture. Turn over the mouth, tuck your chin, relax your shoulders, tuck your pelvis under, all the good things that we always talk about, okay? Inhale back. Exhale, give yourself a big hug. Tuck the pelvis under. Inhale back. Exhale, switch arms, give yourself a big hug. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And back up. Okay. So take a shoulder wide stance and swing the arms. To the shoulders. And let it come out. Sink into the right leg. Make a big circle with the knee going outward. Knees going outward like this. And shift into the left. Make a big circle, knee going to the right. And back over to the center. Alright, pull down the heavens. Inhale. And exhale. 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 Inhale from the earth. Exhale from the heavens through the center of the body, deep into the center of the earth. Inhale from the earth, from the heavens, through the center of the body, deep into the center of the earth. Inhale from the earth, from the heavens, deep through the center of the body, deep into the center of the earth. Repeating this process. reaching and stretching the tissues. Okay, good. Channel dredging through the 30 end channels of the leg, crossing the diaphragm, coming up, going out, outsides of the arms, round, down the sides of the legs to the ankles, come up and throw. We know this drill. Okay. There we go. 1. Digging into the channels. 2. 3. Excuse me. Yeah, 3. Your intention is to dig and grab any gunk in the channels and get it and throw it. 4. 5. 6. Woo! You're probably heating up a bit at this point, especially if you've been outside lately. All right, channel dredging, dry crying, our favorite. We make the ha sound from the bottom of the perineum. We touch our index fingers, our thumb and our index finger together. We arch back, roll, dilate the channel, and make the ha sound from the bottom of the perineum. Here we go. Exhale, lean over, put your hands flat on the ground. Anything that's in the lungs, go down through the hands, deep into the center of the earth. Okay, so once you lean back, ha ha ha, shake and vibrate. Reach down, put your hands flat on the ground, or as close as you can get them, and send the energy deep into the center of the earth. If you are not around somebody else and you have a concern of falling, please go in front of your bed or somewhere. That way, if you have trouble falling forward, you fall into the bed. Or if you're worried you're going to fall backwards into the bed. Okay, here we go. This is essentially what happens when you cry hysterically, except with this, you get the front and the back of the diaphragm and the space that's in the middle. As you breathe into that space and vibrate, you also release the psoas muscle. Whereas when you cry, well, if you cry hysterically and hard enough, yeah, you'll shake. And you've ever like hysterically cried? Everything shakes and vibrates, and you get it out, right? But sometimes things get stuck and trapped inside, which is why we lean back to open the front, to open the diaphragm more so we can get all of it out. And then we go down and we put our hands flat on the ground because sometimes things get stuck in the back of the lungs or sometimes in front of the lungs. But the point is that sometimes things get stuck. So we go both directions so we can clear and get this energy out of the lungs. And that's why we tuck our head and put our hands on the earth and let everything sink deep into the center of the earth so that we clear this, right? Whereas if you just sat up and you went, and you cried, it may still come up and just well up and stay in your lungs. It may actually come out, you know? So yeah, here we go. Lean back and and over. One more and that'll be plenty. Lean back. And over. And back up. Okay. Now that we've had a nice cry, we're all better. Okay. And last week we introduced the trembling horse. So we shake the joints, shimmy them back and forth. We tremble them like a horse. We work the ankles, and then up to the knees, and then hips, and then the shoulders, and then the elbows, and then the wrists. And we get it all out. Okay. So here we go. Ankles, knees, hips, shoulders, elbows, wrists. Let it all out. Okay. Ankles, knees, hips, shoulders, elbows, wrists. Get it all out. Remember, this is for the tendons and the fascia and the ligaments, the nervous system, and it's really good for the liver. Okay. Ankles, knees, hips, shoulders, elbows, wrist, ankles, knees, hips, shoulders, elbows, wrist, ankles, knees, hips, shoulders, elbows, wrist. And now you're a tired horse. Okay. Good. So it's incredibly hot right now, and I explained that the energy is going to come into the center and go up, and it gets stuck in our head. So now we're going to work an exercise that is for our spine and all of the bones in the body. It's called the post-drubbing, and it's going to also clear our mind and it's really good for the kidneys. Okay, so if these are my toes and this is my heel, I'm gonna pull my heel up, bounce. Okay, this is the earth. See my heel, bounce, 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 pick up big and drop. 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 Okay. So what I'm doing is I'm bouncing and vibrating all of the bones in the body. And when I pick up, so you have kidney 1, which is the center of the foot, Yongchuan. I want to pick that up and try to slam that into the ground. Yeah. Now, the thing is that your heel will hit first, so your focus needs to be on you're slamming your heel into the ground. And usually you'll have an arch, but your focus is to get into kidney 1. So your focus on your foot is into kidney 1, so that eventually as you vibrate and shake things out, you'll get to the kidney 1 point. Okay. So sometimes it takes a little practice. Basically, you come up, you bounce, 3 bounces, and big drop. Bounce, 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 big drop. Okay. So as you bounce and vibrate, bounce and vibrate, bounce and vibrate, bounce and vibrate, and you make this big drop, you want to feel and see the spine vibrating, going, and the energy just vibrating through the spine like a tuning fork. You know, you see the 2 heads of a tuning fork and you hit it, boing. That's what's going to happen to your spine. Okay? So that's what you want to see. So let's just go up and we lightly tap the heels, 1, 2, 3, and big drop. Ready? Go up, lightly tap the heels, 1, 2, 3, and big drop. And my intention is kidney 1 Yongchuan, which is the center of the foot. This is my foot, of course. Toes, heel, center of my foot, right into the ball of the foot. I want to make that slam against the ground, okay? I'm trying to disperse this. So a tool that will help is that you imagine like there's a heavy ball with a chain and a heavy ball attached at your sacrum, really deep into the earth. And you bounce and then boom, you drop it. And you bounce, boom, you drop it. And all the ripples and the vibration come back up. You bounce it, boom, you drop it. Bounce it, boom, you drop it. Bounce it, boom, you drop it. So the thing about this exercise is it will be good for your spine. It will vibrate and create a space within your spine so the fluid can flow as you breathe. But you also clear your mind as you bounce and vibrate kidney 1 Yongchuan. You'll start to get the gunk that's out of your mind. So it's an active way of doing meditation, if you will. It's very clearing to your mind. Okay, so let's do a set of 10. Ready? 1, 2, 3. 1, 1, 2, 3. 2, 1, 2, 3. 3, 1, 2, 3. 4, 1, 2, 3. 5, 1, 2, 3. 6, 1, 2, 3. 7, 1, 2, 3. 8, 1, 2, 3. 9, 1, 2, 3. 10. Good. Now, if you can vibrate your spine, if you can whip your spine, if you've done like Xingyi or more advanced in Tai Chi and Ba and you know how to whip your spine from front to back, if you know how to whip your spine, then go ahead and do that. Oscillating side to side. Undulate is the word I was looking for. You know how to undulate your spine. So let's go ahead and do 10 more. Ready? 1, 2, 3. 1. I'm just going to keep going. Just follow along. Good. All right, shake your legs out. You're getting trapped chi out of the bottom and the top there. Your mind probably feels pretty clear, and it's a good time to just take a quick breather and grab some water for that hydration. So be right back. Now, I'll tell you that some people are they may be like bone on bone, right? And that'll be your sign that you need some more water. But the more you do this practice, the more these things will open up and it won't bother you as much if it is bothering you. Usually don't have too many issues, but maybe if someone's had something going on with their spine, that kind of thing might be a little bothersome. So what I would recommend that you do, if that's the case, is that you get you like a cushion. It could be like a floor mat that you would stand on if you worked in as a cashier somewhere. Or it could even be like a workout mat. Like they have pretty cheap ones like at Walmart. You can go and get some workout mats, maybe $20. I think it's like 4 of them for $20, right? If I have some that are was from my brother. He had a playroom, his kid's playroom, and they're like green and red and yellow and blue, all those colors. You can pull one of those down and bounce on that. If it's really bothersome to you to hit the floor, if it feels really hard, right? Obviously, you don't go do it in the concrete. If you do it in the grass, it's even better. That's the best way, in my opinion. But if you don't want to go outside, it's really, really hot like today, then you get your mat and you do it in your mat, right? And like I say, eventually you get to a point that you get the space in your spine and you're not so dense and bone on bone in a sense, right? Occasionally this happens, if you've ever been around someone with issues with their spine, if this is a problem that's ailing you right now, obviously avoid it. If you can do it and it's okay for you, fine, but if it's giving you some trouble, then just be careful, don't do it, go sit down in a chair and put the cushion under your feet and work it that way. Yeah, there's more than one way to skin a cat, if you will. And you can always modify the exercise what I'm wanting to convey to you here. So don't get stuck on you have to do it exactly perfectly like I'm doing it. The thing about this is that we're all a little different. And, okay. We're all a little different in certain ways, the way that our body holds, our energy holds, our thought patterns, our emotional patterns, our physical structures hold, right? But we, as a whole, energetically and spiritual sense, are all very similar and the same in the sense that we're all made of light. We're all radiant souls in the body, yeah. But sometimes, when we go through life on Earth, we're not on the other side. We go through Earth. We have these, we have certain patterns in which we hold our bodies and such, yeah. So everybody's a little different, yeah. So that's why I say, if you need to sit down or you need a cushion, it's fine. Do what works for you. These things are meant to suit you as you are, and you are whole and total. These things are meant to suit you. So, work in a way that works for you. We should enjoy what we're doing, right? Shouldn't be miserable. Life is meant to be joyous in life. Yeah, crack a joke. Who said that? I did. We're meant to crack a joke, right? Like have some fun in life, So, let's move on to some standing work. Okay, we're gonna do the heart again. We're in summertime, and we're gonna keep working the heart. So we take our stance shoulder width apart and we tuck our pelvis under. We tuck our chin, put our tongue under for a while, close our eyes, sink our shoulders and sink our elbows. Relax our scapula and let the shoulder blades come out from the center. So down and out. Relax our chest, relax our abdomen, tuck our pelvis under. Okay. Hands in front of the heart center. Close your eyes. Adjust your posture. Breathe deep into the lower dantian. Begin to melt down the front of your body, melting the forehead, around the eyes, the cheeks, the jaw, the front of the throat, down the chest, in front of the inside of the arms, the palms, and the fingers. Melting down the chest into the abdomen. Melting down the abdomen, the front of the thighs, the knees, the shins, the ankles, tops of the feet, through the center of the foot, deep into the earth. Adjust your structure. Then we're going to melt down the back of the head, back of the neck, upper back, the outside of the arms, forearms, outsides of the wrist, the outsides of the hands, to the tips of the fingers. Upper back, middle back, lower back, buttocks, the back of the thighs, back of the knees, back of the calves, back of the ankles, back of the heels, bottom of the feet, deep into the center of the earth. Adjust your structure again before the next pass. Now through the center of the head, center of the neck, the chest, center of the arms, down the forearms, through the hands, through the tips of the fingers, center of the abdomen, center of the thighs, knees, the shins, the ankles, all the bones in the feet, through the center of the foot. Continue on your own tron deep into the center of the earth. Breathing deep into the lower dantian. Stretching the spine from top to bottom. Push the ceiling up. Tuck the pelvis up the sacrum. Sink and be heavy. Tuck the chin, suspend the crown. Sink the shoulders. Make the elbows heavy. Open the center of the palms. Reach to the fingertips. Relax the chest. Sink the scapula down and out. Tuck the pelvis under. Relax the waist. Let everything sink to the bottom of the feet. Begin to breathe in the spaces of your shoulders. And the elbow joint. And the wrist joint. Between all the little bones in the hands. And through the tips of the fingers. Feeling the spaces expand and contract, expand and contract, expand and contract. Breathe into the hips. Feel the space between the pelvis and the femur. Feeling the hip joint expand and contract, expand and contract. And the knee, breathe into the knee joint. The ankle joint. Between all the metatarsals in the feet. Through the center of the foot, deep into the center of the earth. Breathing from the lower dantian. Feel the spine stretch as you breathe. Feel the spine grow taller and the sacrum sink deeper. Tuck the pelvis under. Tuck the chin, spin the crown. Sink the shoulders. Make heavy the elbows. Hollow the chest. And round and back. Sinking the scapula. Reaching through the fingertips. Relax the waist. Tucking the pelvis under. Sinking everything to the bottom of the feet. Breathing deep into the lower dantian. tongue on the roof of the mouth. Let your body be heavy. Eyes closed, stretching the spine from top to bottom. We're going to transition to the hands pressing down as if we're pushing up on two tables next to us as we're trying to stand up. Sink the shoulders, make the elbows heavy. Seating the palms down. Reaching for the tips of the fingers. Opening center of the palms. Stretching the spine from top to bottom. Sinking and settling everything in the bottom of the feet. Don't forget to add a soft smile to your face. Okay, very, very slowly. My hands to come up, facing the center of the lower dantian. And inhale from earth, heaven, through the center of the body. And seal the chi in the center of the body. Inhale from earth, heaven, through the center of the body. And seal into the lower dantian. Inhale from earth, heaven, through the center of the body. And seal into the lower dantian. All right. And slowly come out of that. As you're ready, you come back down to planet Earth. So there's so much heat right now from the sun and such outside. You need to bring it all down. So we'll mostly be sticking to working at the heart center, but we'll also start working in this posture as well. Because when I hold my hands in front of the center, I heat up the center and I give chi to the center. But as I press my hands and sink my hands down, I begin to sink and root my chi. Allow everything to open up. So this is really good. Again, it's really hot and really stuck in our brains. Everything's up at the top of our head. We need things to kind of come down and relax, right? So the whole purpose of standing is to sink and settle the chi. But begin to open the body and the tissues. So we have to take the stress off first, and then we will begin to sink and settle the chi, and then we're going to store it in the lower dantian. So again, it's our life force energy, our battery center here, and we're going to have this energy to go out and do more with our day instead of being so exhausted. And as it is summertime, there will be more energy. So another way to combat the heat, you can do more Qigong, or you can, exercise. If you're someone that likes to be active, then you can go for a run, but I just recommend that you go earlier in the day or later in the evening, out of the direct sunlight, as I was saying before. But we have all this energy, make use of it, store it, connect, socialize with your friends, like have some fun, enjoy your life, go swimming, find a pool that's hot, go swimming, like enjoy your life, okay? Smile, okay? Smile, smile, smile. And started a little early today, and I think that's going to be it. I think we're going to settle there. And if you have any questions, feel free to send a message or a comment on the post, and I'll get them answered for you. Otherwise, enjoy. Stay cool, stay hydrated.